Welcome to Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James, coming to you live from Uyo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. President Tinubu to address world leaders at the UN General Assembly. Federal government inaugurates committee for Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. Plus, Charlie Clerk shot dead at campus event in Utah. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in just a moment. Many thanks for staying tuned. We begin the news this morning from a national scene where President Bola Tinubu will address the 80th session of the high-level general debate of the United Nations General Assembly at the UN headquarters in New York on Wednesday, September the 24th. A revised provisional list of speakers obtained by reporters from the UN headquarters in New York showed that Tinubu would be speaking on the second day of the event. The Nigerian leader is scheduled to deliver his address to other world leaders during the afternoon session around 8:30 p.m. local time, approximately 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time. According to the provisional list, Tinubu would be the 17th world leader to speak on day 2 of the general debate. He will be joining the gathering of 195 world leaders made up of 98 heads of state, 5 vice presidents, 44 heads of government, and 4 deputy prime ministers. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has revealed what he discussed with French President Emmanuel Macron during the meeting on Wednesday. In a post on his official X handle, President Tinubu described the meeting as productive. He said the discussions focused on cooperation between Nigeria and France to deepen the partnership for mutual prosperity and global stability. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has ordered a Federal Executive Council meeting to move swiftly on measures to further reduce food prices across the country. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, disclosed this on Wednesday in Abuja. According to him, the directive focuses on ensuring safe passage of farm produce across transport routes to cut logistics costs. Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, has faced worsening food insecurity since the removal of fuel subsidy. High transport costs and insecurity on major highways disrupted the movement of goods. Despite government interventions, food remained largely unaffordable for millions of people. Moving away from that, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to decriminalizing attempted suicide in Nigeria, setting December 2025 as the target date for the reform. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, disclosed this at a press briefing in Abuja to mark the 2025 World Suicide Prevention Day, themed Changing the Narrative on Suicide, Creating Hope Through Action. Globally, September 10th is observed to raise awareness on suicide and strengthen efforts to prevent avoidable death. The World Health Organization estimated that more than 720,000 people die from suicide annually, making it the third leading cause of death amongst 15 and 29 years old. Meanwhile, ahead of the 65th Independence Day anniversary, the federal government has inaugurated the Inter-Ministerial Committee (IMC). The committee is saddled with the responsibility of planning organizing and executing all approved programs to, co- to commemorate, Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. According to a statement by the Director, Information and Public Relations, Shegun Imoyeshen, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation (SGF), George Akume, explained the importance of unity and patriotism in celebrating the victories and milestones Nigeria has attained. It said the 65th Independence Anniversary celebration will commence with the World Press Conference on Thursday, September the 25th, 2025, followed by a Jumat service and women's activities on Friday, September 26, 2025. The celebration will feature youth activities and a historical art exhibition on Saturday, September the 27th, 2025, a church service on Sunday, September 28, 2025, a public lecture on Monday, September 29, 2025, while the presidential broadcast and 65th Independence Day parade will be held on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. Let's move now to the Green Chambers, where the House of Representative Committee on Appropriations has engaged the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, and the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Atiku Bagudu, over the pace of implementation of the 2024 to 2025 Appropriation Act in Abuja. Briefing newsmen after a closed-door session in Abuja on Wednesday, the chairman of the committee, Abubakar Bichi, APC Kanu, said Nigerians were increasingly worried about the level of budget execution. He explained that the engagement was part of the National Assembly's constitutional mandate to monitor budget performance and ensure effective service delivery. On his part, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, disclosed that as of September 2025, about 80% of the 2024 budget had been implemented. On electoral matters, as the race towards 2027 general election gathers momentum, the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Nigerian Police Force have warned political parties against embarking on early campaigns in violation of the electoral law. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu lamented that parties had already kicked off subtle campaigns despite clear provisions that restricted such activities to 150 days before the polls. The development has drawn sharp reactions across the political space. While former INEC boss Atahiru Jega called for firm measures to curb the trend, the opposition People's Democratic Party and African Democratic Congress accused the ruling All Progressive Congress of being the worst offender. The APC, however, defended the Commission's position, even as Inspector General of Police Kayode Ekpetokun vowed to enforce the law against violators. We move now to Africa, where the death toll from two attacks on civilians in Eastern Congo by an Islamic State-affiliated rebel group has risen to 89. Officials say late Tuesday that 71 people were killed at a funeral in Nyoto on Monday, and 18 others were killed in Beni in the separate attacks on Tuesday. Both attacks took place in the North Kivu region of the country. Reports say the attacks carried out by the Allied Democratic Force, or ADF, were the latest in a series of mass attacks on civilians in the troubled region. The region is beset by a set of complex conflicts, including an increase in attacks by the ADF, which operate in the border region between Congo and Uganda. The ADF pledged alliance to the Islamic State group in 2019 and has carried out large-scale attacks on civilians in recent weeks. The Congolese and Ugandan militaries have been conducting a joint operation against the group. Still in Africa, the province of Aguatim and Mole Ibrahim in the Al Haskus were hit by severe thunderstorms and heavy rains that caused flash floods in valleys such as the Jijiangyang and Baja. According to report, the flood swept away cars, submerged homes in the village of Akin, disrupted traffic between Marrakech and Mouli Ibrahim, and damaged shops and residents. Meanwhile, authorities have mobilized equipment to carry out emergency repairs and works. Flooding was also felt in Imili region, where torrents carrying massive boulders and tree trunks devastated crops and washed away entire sections of the road. On the foreign scene, US right-wing activist Charlie Clerk has died after being shot at a university in Utah. The US authorities said they have detained a suspect in the fatal shooting. President Donald Trump, while announcing the death of the activist on Wednesday, hailed his close ally as legendary. Charlie Clerk, who was fatally shot at a US university on Wednesday, was the eloquent spokesman for a younger generation of Donald Trump's hard-right Republican movement. The 31-year-old boasted millions of followers on social media were delighted at his whim-smart edict and provocative takedowns of hecklers and ideological challengers. Still on the foreign scene, the United States has announced the approval of a $1.7 billion sale of advanced air-to-air missiles and related equipment to NATO ally Finland, which shares a long border with Russia. The State Department approved the possible sale of the missiles to Finland, and the DSCA provided the required notification to the US Congress, which still needs to sign off on the transaction. Finland, along with Sweden, abandoned decades of military non-alignment and joined NATO in the wake of Russia's all-out invasion of Ukraine in early 2022. Still to come in the news. Ex-Premier League referee, coach, charged with making indecent child image. Stay tuned for details of this in just a moment. Many thanks for staying tuned. We move now to a business scene where the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has begun the development of a new strategic framework for the country's payment ecosystems with the launch of the Nigerian Payment System Vision 2028. This set the stage for a more inclusive, innovative and globally competitive digital financial system. At the inaugural meeting of the PSV 2028 Project Committee held in Lagos September 9, 2025, the Director of the Payment System Policy Department PSPD, Musa Chimo, described the initiative as a national assignment with the potential to transform how individuals, businesses, and government interact within the financial ecosystem. Reflecting on the journey from the early reforms of the 2006 through the milestones of PSV 2020 and PSV 2025. Jimon said that the new vision would build on past achievement to deepen financial inclusion, improve infrastructure interoperability, and promote innovation across Nigeria's financial service sector. Still in business, the Special Advisor on Tax Policy to the Chairman of the Tax Reforms Committee, Matthew Osanuku, has revealed that Nigeria has successfully collected over 600 billion naira in value-added tax from global digital service providers such as Facebook, Amazon, and Netflix. He explained that amendment to the VAT Act had empowered the Federal Inland Revenue Service to bring non-resident companies offering services in Nigeria into the tax net. He stressed that the move aligns with the global best practices and ensures Nigeria benefits from taxes on service consumed locally but delivered by foreign companies. Also at the event, the federal government clarified that President Bola Tinubu's ongoing fiscal and tax reforms have not introduced any new taxes, contrary to widespread speculation. We move now to health, where the Damawa State government has confirmed the death of 8 residents following the outbreak of a fresh eating ulcer, an infliction suspected to be Buruli ulcer. Commissioner for Health and Human Services Felix Tangwami said that the 8 people died in Malabo in Fufara local government area where they were inflicted with the Buruli ulcer. Tangwami, who spoke with newsmen in Yola, said the development was deeply concerning but disclosed that samples from the affected patients have already been collected and dispatched to the National Reference Laboratory for further testing and confirmation of the disease. The commissioner said while awaiting the laboratory results, health officials have placed Malabo in close monitoring to prevent spread. Still in health, some residents in the Festac area of Lagos State have pressed the Lagos State Waste Management Authority for its prompt and efficient waste collection services. The commendation came in a separate interviews with newsmen on Wednesday in Lagos, with residents highlighting the improvement over previous arrangement. Before Lama's consistent presence, residents largely relied on informal waste collectors, popularly known as abokis, to dispose of domestic waste. However, they noted that Lama has proven more reliable with scheduled waste pickups every Thursday and occasionally on Sundays. We move now to sports, where Portugal captain Cristiano Ronaldo has equaled the 39-goal record of Guatemala's Carlos Ruiz in the World Cup qualifiers. The Al Nassr forward achieved this feat after he netted a goal in his side's World Cup qualifier 3-2 win against Hungary on Tuesday. Recall that the hosts took the lead, fell behind and equalized late in the match, but they were beaten following an 86-minute João Cancelo's goal at the Pukas Arena in Budapest. Ronaldo's penalty was his 39th goal in the World Cup qualifying campaign along so far. Still in sport, former Premier League referee David Coote has been charged with making an indecent image of a child. Coot, age 43, was sacked from his officiating role in December after a video showing him making derogatory remarks about former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp in 2020 came to light. The charge of making an indecent image of a child refers to activities such as downloading, sharing, or saving abuse photos or videos. Coot, who was charged on August the 12th and is on conditional bail, is set to appear at Nottingham Magistrates Court today. On Entertainment News, award-winning Nigerian musician Odumadu Blog and other fans have launched scathing attacks on the Nigerian Football Federation following the Super Eagles' 1-1 draw with South Africa that left the country on a brink of missing back-to-back World Cups for the first time in their history. The musician, whose real name is Tochukwu Ojogun, led the chorus of criticism on social media platform X, describing the NFF as a terrible organization after Nigeria's World Cup qualification hopes faded dramatically following Tuesday's result in Bloemfontein in South Africa. Recall that the draw with South Africa left Nigeria in third position in Group C with 11 points, 6 points behind leaders South Africa with just 2 games remaining. The result means the Super Eagles face the unprecedented prospect of missing consecutive World Cups, having already failed to qualify for the 2022 tournament in Qatar. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website at spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James. Enjoy the rest of your day and thank you for watching.